Alright guys! Ledger Boy here to play some more Ratchet and Clank. Well, actually just Clank. Because we're on Planet Orxon. And it stinks! So Ratchet can't come out. Till they get some material. Formed in the shape of some kind of helmet device. And I won't spoil it for you even though I've already spoiled it. Haven't been doing these for a while. I've been a little busy, been writing things. It's been the Easter break. Thankfully, I do have good news. I've been paid. I got paid, motherfuckers. I got paid. I got paid by my employment agency people. The people who were killed have not been killed in vain. I mean, the work I have done has not been done in vain. And I now have enough money to get my computer fixed, which means hopefully I'll be able to actually use my capture card instead of this piece of shit DVD recorder. And record more LBP stuff and GTA stuff and whatever else. As well as record things on the actual computer instead of having to use my laptop or laptops to do this work in this arduous fashion. Because I'm getting quite sick of having to set up an entire laptop just to do the voice recording. It's ridiculous. Like, you can feel the laptop's pain. Like, it knows the only reason it's still here in my house is because of this one thing, and it knows that as soon as I get my computer fixed, it's gone. It's out of here, man. It's out of a job. He's got nowhere to go. No one wants him. That's sad, you know. You gotta consider feelings when you do things like this. It's not an easy world to live in when as soon as you're developed, something better than you is developed within a week. That's cruel, you know. Yeah. Usually they get killed when they try to attack. I don't know, it's weird. Like, Clank can't attack him. He just can't. Like, they see Clank. Like, that thing sees Clank. He'll rip the shit out of Clank. But these dudes, apparently he can't see them. Until they, like, start biting his balls off. And then all of a sudden, like, oh no, I've got to kill him. And then he's dead before he can fucking react. And yet they're the same size, and they have giant green eyes and big antennae. Go figure. I love that. Things that don't make any sense. I was thinking. I think I've written a few monologues about, like, of course I write monologues about things that don't make sense. That's what a comedian does. He looks at the world around him and goes, that doesn't make sense. I'm gonna write jokes about that. And like, you look at the age of consent, like the age of sexual consent in this country, which is 16, and you look at the age at which you can look at pornography legally, which is 18. Is it just me, or is that completely fucking backwards? Like, a dude, a 16-year-old guy can get with a 16-year-old chick. They can see each other naked. They can feel each other up. She can suck on his dick and fondle his balls. He can eat her pussy out, lick her asshole, suck on her toes, suck on her fingers. They can do it missionary, doggy style, cowgirl reverse. They can do it on a mat. They can do it in a giant hat. They can do it down the hall, against a wall, whatever else. And he can even come in her mouth at the end of all of that. He can do something that seen as that grotesque and whatever else. But the same 16-year-old guy can't watch a striptease in an R18 movie because he is quote-unquote underage, and it is quote-unquote inappropriate for him to be doing that. Can you make sense of that? Because I fucking can't. I seriously don't get that. It's just oppression. That's just censorship for the sake of sexual oppression and repression. And I wouldn't deem it unhealthy, because, like, no one gives a fuck. Like, if a 16-year-old kid's caught watching porn, like, who's going to care? No one's going to be really that concerned. Like, if it was, like, an 11-year-old, 10-year-old, yeah, maybe there's a little bit of an issue. Not so much with them watching porn, just the extremity of pornography, like, because they'd be watching it on the internet, I can almost guarantee you that. Then you might have a little bit of an issue with what they're seeing. Not generally what they're seeing, but specifically what they're seeing. But, you know, once you've been through sex ed in school, porn is just looking at what you've been taught and watching the people who've been taught badly. Not necessarily taught badly about sex ed, just taught so badly that they're so dumb that they can't get a job in anything except pornography. Which is kinda sad. It's weird, they're honest, hard-working people, and they're just like everybody else, yet we're mean to them because they fuck for a living. Gotta get this to work. I think I just did this completely wrong. If I do this, and they'll come through. What am I doing calling other people poorly educated? I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. No. It's weird. Sometimes when Clank's not looking at the sack... What the fuck? Sackbots? Sackbots? Ah, Jesus, don't even get me started. At the... Gadgetbot... What are they called? Gadgetbots? Something like that. At the little... Clank's little helpers, when he's looking at his little helpers. Or when he's not looking at them, the messages don't go through, and when he's... See, that time, like, he wasn't looking at them at all, yet they still got the message. It's kind of like when you point a remote at away from the TV, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if that's some kind of reference, or if I'm just reading too far into this. I read too far into so many things. I like pornography. Although it is an issue. But I don't see what the big deal with not being able to watch it if you're not 18. I really don't see the logic behind that. I was watching this video by the Amazing Atheist on this website called Teens Against Porn, or they recently changed it to Breaking Porn or something like that. It's just so fun watching the skeptical and the critical just totally rip to shreds these fundamentalist, brainwashed children who have no fucking clue how the world actually works. And they think they're being clever by asserting their position, and they're really just cowering behind unjustified fear that's been shoved and shoveled down their throats by their parents. It's just hilarious. Watching them get ripped to shreds by what is essentially the real core of the issue. That these people have been lied to by their parents, who are also lied to, etc., etc. It's just insane. Because sex is a natural function of the human body. It's natural for people to want to fuck other people. It's normal. Yet these kids are told, no, it's not normal. You can't explore that. You can't buy into that. You have to repress your sexuality, and you have to hide it. You have to obscure it. You have to be free from those, sinful things. It's not a fucking sinful thing to have a boner. It's not. It's not a sin to look at a girl's tits and go, you know what, those are nice. I like the look of those. It's wrong to stare and ogle and be obsessed, like to a moral degree, There's an inherent problem there, but it's to be naturally drawn to them and attracted to them. What the fuck's the problem with that? And all it does is make them feel guilty about something that's completely fucking normal. That's criminal, man. That's just another result of indoctrination, which is just awful. I don't know where a parent can get off. I do pardon the pun. But, I don't know where a parent can get off telling their kid, this is right, and this is wrong. I just don't understand how you could possibly get away, or like in your own head, think I'm right in getting away with telling my kid, or telling your kid what's right and what's wrong in this world. It's just bullshit. Like, I'm talking, this is right, and this is wrong, and then just, they're not offering, like, no explanation within reason. Like, of course, parents are going to tell their kids what's right and what's wrong, but they give a reason for it. Like, you know, when you were a kid and you were sitting next to your friend, like, you're like a really little kind of kid, and you were sitting next to your friend had, like, a candy bar. And you're like, you know what, I'm gonna eat that. That looks like a nice candy bar. And then you ate it, and then your friend gets pissed off because it's his candy bar. Then your parent goes, that's wrong. And you ask why that's wrong. They're not just gonna say, 'cause it's wrong, it's just wrong. No, they're gonna say, 'cause it's his candy bar and you can't steal it. 'Cause it's taking something that's not yours. You're not entitled to it. Buy your own fucking Snickers. And then the 4-year-old goes and buys his own Snickers and he enjoys having his Snickers. That's how it works. I can't tell you how many 4-year-olds I've seen in the store with this newfound knowledge, buying their own Snickers and enjoying their own consumer opportunities, you know. You gotta learn these things at some point in your life. And I have to avoid these bombs. I hate these fucking bombs, they suck. They come out of nowhere, and the ones that you don't see off the screen and stuff. They have a bigger range than you think they do, and you hear your sackbot die. And I'm not gonna hear the sackbot die. Did I just say sackbot again? Fuck. Oh man, I'm on a roll. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the only reason they say these things are wrong is because, like, in the Bible, like, the Bible says it's wrong. Yes, and did your parents ever tell you not to believe everything you read? Christian parents don't fucking say that, man. Oh! Oh! I believe I just got royally pwned, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. I just failed big time. Do I even have one left? No. No. You're coming with me. If I go far away enough, far away from you, you're probably going to disappear. So you're coming with me. We're gonna have a little repeat adventure. This is like the last time when I was on Battalia, or get repeatedly killed by those stupid little faggots who were throwing bombs at me all the time. It's always with the bombs. See what I mean? Like, you just saw that one on the screen. Not attack. Follow. You can't attack the bombs. It's not quite how that works. Oh yes, it would be all the ones that are far away, and the ones that are close by aren't the ones that respawned. Anyway, what was I talking about? Religious indoctrination, yeah. Why does it keep saying attack? I'm clearly saying follow. These must be Christian robots! All they want to do is fight. Even when I tell them to follow, they just want to attack what they don't listen. They just do what they want. Charge! Actually, just walk around. That's the smart man's way, or smart robot's way. This way. Run. Do I still have 6? Yes. Alright. Take 2. Okay, we're gonna run. Quickly get the fuck out of the way. Now, I'm just gonna stay here, and we're gonna see where it goes, and if it comes towards us... See, that's where it goes. So now we're gonna run. And we're gonna get out of its way. And we're just gonna stand here, and that's not gonna... No. And that one's gonna go up there, and we're gonna go this way. Whoa. Ooh, close. Alright. We're sweet, we're sweet. And, whoa. Okay. And we're gonna go around here. I'm usually not this slow at this. I can usually go through in one hit and just get it done. But not today, because I'm of course recording. It's like recording syndrome. I swear, like so many other LPers have commented about that. Like when you're trying to show something being done, you can't do it. And it's something that you can do on command if you're not recording. Like if you weren't recording this, if your machine was not hooked up to recording hardware, or if you had not pressed the record button, you'd have done it in one go. But of course, because you're recording, you have to try at least 10 times to do whatever the fuck it is you need to do. I found the same thing in like GTA, like when I'm looking for a particular type of vehicle, or weapon, or whatever else, like I cannot find it. Yet, I've come across it by accident that many times when I don't need it at all. Yet when I want it, it's nowhere to be found. It's just weird. It's like irony is alive. And he's hiding inside my my technology. How the fuck am I getting to this stuff from religious indoctrination? I've got no idea. I'll talk about whatever, but it's not like you care. As long as I'm talking about something. I guess I'm talking about this because I think, yeah, it stems from a friend of mine who... This guy's been my friend for 6 years. He was my friend all the way through high school. And... I consider him like one of my closest friends, if not my closest friend, because he's just done that much for me in terms of opening me up to things and introducing me to drama. And I mean, if I hadn't been introduced to drama, like you know, theater and acting and whatever else, not that I'm an actor, but if I hadn't been introduced to that, I wouldn't be a writer. I wouldn't be writing comedy. I would not have gotten into skepticism and things like that, because that's how I got into thinking about all these kinds of things in the first place. I just would be a very different person without him to sort of introduce me to that and to help me through shitloads of difficult times I've gone through and whatever else. Then I wouldn't be who I am. But at the same time, because he's Christian, right? And I've never had a problem with that. I don't give a fuck what his beliefs are. I'm not Christian and thoroughly believe that religion was created by people thousands and thousands of years ago to control the intellectually weak and those who can't critically think or think for themselves, and people who just want to be led. It's just fooling people, right? That's just what I think. But I'm not about to shove that down his throat, just like he doesn't shove his religion down my throat. He has tried to, though. And this is sort of what I'm trying to get at, that and recently it's becoming sort of more evident that he's evangelical and whatever else. And he doesn't come into my house and starts, you know, you've got to become a Christian. He doesn't message me, sending me things saying, become a Christian now, it's so much better than whatever you are, you know, ditch your agnosticism or atheism or whatever else and become a Christian today. He doesn't do that, but it's subtle. What he does is kind of subtle, and it's becoming less subtle, so to speak. Because now we're out of high school. I'm in university, and he goes to an audio institute because he's a musician, very talented musician, and he's in an audio institute studying stuff to do with musics, and that's all well and good for him. But he like lives in a completely different area now to most of his friends. So to keep in touch with them, he does like video blogs and stuff, which is great. Can I watch them to keep in touch with him, see what he's doing? And he made one a while back, a few weeks back, maybe a month ago. I'm not exactly sure, but he made one basically saying things that to me were considered somewhat extremist and bigoted. because in the video blogs, because he's a devout Christian, right? And he talks about all kinds of things. Most of the blog he's talking about what he's been up to, but he does always talk about either the Bible or something he did at church. There's always like a section on his faith, which is fine. He can talk about faith as much as he wants. I don't fucking care. I'm not forced to watch it. I can choose not to watch it, which is what I usually do. But for this one time, I tuned in, went just out of curiosity, and went, all right, what do you have to say about this Bible verse or whatever else? And he was talking about it, and he read this verse, and he was talking about it was related to his evangelicalism. This is where he said the word evangelicalism, or evangelical, or something to do with that. He made it quite clear that he was evangelical, and that sort of triggered this notion in my head. Okay, he wants people to believe this. He's not just believing it. He does want to push this on people to at least some extent. I'm a little uncomfortable with that, but at the same time, he's not doing it directly to me, so whatever. I'm not too concerned. But in talking about it, he said something along the lines of like, I'm uncomfortable with, I'm a little bit, like he was troubled inside with doing the evangelical thing, and I'm like, well, that's understandable. But then he says, and I quote verbatim to a great extent, I know there's something better out there for people, but I'm still having trouble proselytizing to them. I hope I've got that word right. And I'm just like, did you just say you know? I paused the video, got out of my fucking chair, and walked around my room for about 3 minutes. Just trying to comprehend what I just heard. Just how the fuck could you possibly say that? You don't know. You don't know the Bible's true. Like, you know how people say stuff like, you know, I know that God's there for me, and I know Jesus is there for me, and God's doing this for me, and like they're being assertive, but they're not saying. It's like they're being assertive, but they're only being gently assertive. Like they're just stating their beliefs as facts on a very gentle level. Like when God did this for me, when Jesus, like you know, they're just saying what they believe there, and they're just misstating it as fact. It's just a very slight misspeaking that you can understand. They're talking about their beliefs. They're phrasing it as knowledge, but they're talking about what they believe in, and you can understand that. But when someone blatantly says, I know that my religion is right and that these people are wrong, and that my religion is better for them than whatever they're believing right now, that is fucked up. And I don't have the heart to tell him, because he's such a close friend of mine who's done so much for me, and I would feel wrong in saying, dude, the fuck? I would feel wrong in doing that, even though I know that's a very bigoted, arrogant assertion. That's like me going up to him and go, man, all religion is bullshit. Like, I mean, in a comic sense, where you are intentionally blowing things out of proportion and making very grandiose statements, when you've got the background of comedy to back it up, and it's very obvious that you are blowing things out of proportion, then fine, say things that are out of proportion. As long as it's understood that you're blowing things out of proportion and using hyperbole, it's fine. But when you're saying it like matter of fact, this is how it is, I know Christianity is right, I just want to smack you upside the head. Like, it's just, you just don't say that, because you can, but it's going to make you look retarded. It's troubling. Like, I seriously want to say so bad to him, like, how could you say that? But at the same time, I can't just assume it. Like, it could have been just a slip of the tongue. But at the same time, I know this guy is very devout, and if he's been tricked, if he's been duped this bad into believing this is a problem. Like, I don't have a problem with him being a Christian, but I do have a problem with someone being a Christian to the point where they think so, they assert so strongly that I'm right, everyone else is wrong. No. Of course everyone thinks they're right, otherwise you wouldn't think that way, would you? But, you know, I'm going on and on and on and on. The point is, Don't be a bigot. It makes you look silly. Not that my friend's a bigot. I've said dumber things than that. Believe me, I've said stupid things as well. But I realize they're stupid later down the track when it's pointed out to me when I realize. I'm not sure if he realizes that was stupid. Anyway, we'll go to Planet Orxon and we'll meet up another time. I'll catch you guys later.